The teasers dropped, the fandom went silent. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. JISOO is finally free, but is BLACKPINK leaving each other behind?
Oh man, it's the ultimate pop culture whiplash right now.
It really is. Welcome to StarScope K-Report. Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu Wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
And we have an incredibly stacked set of sources to get through today. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, we are unpacking just a massive pile of intel. We've got reports from the Korea Herald, India Times, Koreaboo, some really meticulous fan project timelines, and we even have a literal data science paper on K-pop analytics, which is wild.
It's fascinating stuff.
It is. So our mission for this deep dive, we are going to investigate the unprecedented late August and September 2026 solo wave from the BLACKPINK members. We're analyzing the viral feud rumors that are just currently setting the internet on fire, and we're breaking down the really dark cinematic teasers for JISOO's highly anticipated comeback, Click.
Yeah, because the landscape of K-pop it's shifting right in front of our eyes.
Oh, absolutely.
And the sheer volume of high-profile releases happening like simultaneously, it's just unlike anything the industry has ever seen.
Right. So let's start with the bold headline that is dominating basically every single social media platform right now. And the headline is, BLACKPINK members' new music release schedule sparks rumors they hate each other.
Oof. Yeah, that's a heavy one.
It is. It's intense.
But to really understand how we got to this headline, we need to trace the factual timeline. Like, let's rewind a bit to contextualize their current status.
Okay, lay it out.
So back in 2024, all 4 members departed YG Entertainment, right, to establish their own independent labels for their individual activities.
Right, which we all knew, leaving a legacy agency like YG to start their own companies, that was a massive power move.
It's huge.
We knew it would change the industry, but seeing it actually play out in real time is just wild.
Yeah, we saw the launch of Blissoo for JISOO, Odd Atelier for Jennie, and LLU for Lisa. So it fundamentally changed their operational model. But the current friction, it stems from the fact that they are dropping music within mere days of each other.
Yeah, the calendar's packed.
Exactly. So Jennie is releasing her physical EP, Fallen Angel, on August 28th.
Okay.
Then Lisa drops her single, Sawadika, on September 3rd.
Wow.
And exactly 1 day later, on September 4th, JISOO drops her single, Click.
I mean, in Blink City, there are years when nothing happens and then days where literally everything happens. The fandom is losing its collective mind right now.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, on one hand, you have domestic Korean netizens, right? K-nets, and they are heavily scrutinizing this overlap.
Yeah, they don't usually let that sort of thing slide.
No, not at all. Some are outright accusing the members of purposefully dropping music at the exact same time to block JISOO's charts.
Wow.
Yeah, there are comments flying around online saying things like, they're competing with each other, let's see who'll tank harder.
That is really harsh, and it carries a lot of cultural weight in K-pop.
Oh, yeah.
An accusation of intentional sabotage against artists who spent, nearly a decade building a global legacy together.
Yep.
It's incredibly severe.
It really is severe. But then you contrast that with the international fan reactions, and a lot of global fans are arguing that this isn't a competition at all.
Right.
They're saying true Blinks will just support all 3, and they're just eating up the fact that they get this massive feast of new music.
Which is a fun way to look at it.
It is. But okay, let's unpack this for a second, because even if we assume there's absolutely zero bad blood between them, you can't ignore the basic logistics of consumer attention. It's like 3 massive blockbuster movies from different studios premiering on the exact same weekend. Even if there's no malicious intent, aren't they mathematically bound to cannibalize each other's streaming numbers?
Well, looking at it purely through the lens of market share, that is a very logical concern.
Right.
But if we pull back and look at the historical data, we've actually seen this pattern from them before.
We have. Wait, when?
Yeah, in early 2025.
Oh.
They also released their solo projects in incredibly close proximity. Do you remember?
Oh my gosh, you're right. I totally forgot the 2025 releases were that tight.
Yeah, JISOO dropped the Amortage EP on February 14th. Lisa dropped Alter Ego on February 28th. And then Jennie followed with Ruby on March 7th.
They were practically breathing down each other's necks on the release radar.
Exactly. And the underlying mechanism explaining why it's happening again, it's rooted in corporate structure, not personal drama.
Okay, explain that. Because to fans, it looks like drama.
Right, but because they operate under their own individual labels now, they also operate under entirely different global distribution giants.
Oh, the distributors?
Yeah. JISOO is partnered with Warner Records. Jennie is with Columbia Records. Lisa is with RCA.
Got it.
We're no longer dealing with this tightly coordinated, highly staggered YG entertainment rollout where one artist waits in the wings for 3 months just so another can promote on music shows.
Okay, I see where this is going. When you're dealing with 3 separate global music conglomerates, the communication breaks down.
Well, it's not even a breakdown in communication. It's just divergent corporate priorities.
Right.
The respective labels are looking at incredibly complex global logistics. They're analyzing DSP, which is digital service provider, placements for Spotify and Apple Music.
Mm-hmm.
They're navigating massive backlogs at vinyl pressing plants in Europe.
Which take forever, yeah.
Exactly. And they're trying to align releases with global tour routing. So when Columbia Records decides August 28th is the optimal time for Jennie to hit their Q3 revenue targets, they simply aren't calling up Warner Records to check if that inconveniences JISOO's September calendar.
That makes so much sense. But what if there's a hidden strategy behind this chaos? And that is not even the wildest part of this comeback. Stick around, because the real reason might involve a massive plot twist at the 2027 Grammys.
Oh yeah, the timing of these releases intersects with some very interesting industry changes that we definitely need to explore.
For sure. And if you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead. But before we dive into the Grammy speculation, I want to figure something out.
Okay, what's that?
If we accept that this isn't a petty feud, but rather a corporate strategy executed by different global labels, how are those labels deciding on these specific dates? I mean, they aren't just throwing darts at a calendar, right? They have to be looking at hardcore analytics.
Oh, they are looking at predictive models that are vastly more sophisticated than most people realize.
Really? Like how sophisticated?
Well, to understand why a specific release date or format matters so much, we have to look at the underlying mechanics of chart performance. And there's a fascinating research paper from the International Journal of Innovative Research and Technology.
Okay.
It's authored by Ishita Das, and it's titled A Data-Driven Intelligence Dashboard for Analyzing K-Pop Chart Reentry and Comeback Momentum.
I find it absolutely fascinating that we are applying Wall Street-level data analytics to K-pop fandoms. I mean, how did they actually quantify this?
So the researchers used data engineering tools like Python and Pandas.
Wow.
Yeah, to build a literal business intelligence dashboard. They took raw historical stream data from South Korea's top 50 Spotify playlists, and they turned it into visual graphs to figure out what actually sustained popularity in K-pop.
Okay, so how is that different from regular pop music?
Well, because if you look at a Western chart curve on this dashboard, a song usually follows a gradual organic arc.
Right.
It rises steadily as radio picks it up, it hits a peak, and then it slowly fades out.
Yeah, standard stuff.
But K-pop charts behave entirely differently.
Right, because of the intense, organized fandom culture. It's not just passive listening in the car on the way to work.
Exactly. The visuals on the dashboard show these jagged, violent spikes. K-pop relies on heavily structured promotional cycles, anniversary events, and what the researchers mathematically quantify as comeback momentum.
Comeback momentum, I like that term.
Yeah, songs in K-pop often drop off the charts completely, only to suddenly spike and re-enter weeks or months later. So the study tracked exactly how fast a song recovers its chart ranking after one of these re-entries, and how long the fandom can artificially keep it there.
And this leads to the part of the research that I am totally obsessed with. The scientists actually created something called a fandom intensity proxy score.
Yes.
They are literally mathematically quantifying the sweat and tears of K-pop stans.
It's brilliant. The dashboard takes all that organized chaos and distills it into a metric. The fandom intensity score looks at re-entry frequency, recovery speed, and chart persistence.
Which makes sense because we all know how fans actually manipulate these algorithms. We are talking about fans using VPNs to bypass regional streaming restrictions.
Oh, yeah.
Organizing global shift schedules on Discord so the streaming parties run 24 hours a day without stopping.
Yep.
And running like 5 different iPads simultaneously just to secure a chart all kill. I just love that a data scientist looked at a teenager running a zombie streaming farm from their bedroom and said, yes, this is an excellent proxy variable.
Well, the thing is, it is a highly reliable proxy variable.
It totally is.
And this brings us to a crucial, actionable finding in the research regarding how an artist releases music.
Okay.
The dashboard calculated a metric called an Album Advantage Index.
Album Advantage Index, what does that mean?
So, to establish a baseline, imagine a standalone single scores somewhere lower on this index, right? Because it only gives fans one piece of content to interact with.
Makes sense.
But the data gave a full album an index score of 1.00.
Wait, an index of 1.00 compared to what? Why is there such a massive mathematical advantage to dropping an album over a single?
It comes down to algorithmic multiplication. Releasing an album provides a significantly stronger comeback advantage because it triggers multiple streaming pathways at once.
Oh, because there are more tracks.
Right. Fans aren't just looping one song, they're looping a 10 to 12 track playlist. This exponentially multiplies the total time spent engaging with the artist on Spotify's algorithms.
Oh, wow, that's wild.
Yeah, albums generate much stronger momentum bursts, they have better immediate chart recovery speeds, and, crucially, they demonstrate much higher post-comeback stability on the dashboard.
Okay, this connects beautifully back to Jisoo's current rollout, because the industry reports confirm that Click is not a standalone single. It is a pre-release single for her first ever full-length solo LP.
Which the data proves is a brilliant strategic move for long-term chart dominance.
I mean, think about it. A single drop is like a billboard on the highway, you know? It gets you a burst of attention as people drive by. But a full album rollout with pre-releases is like building a theme park.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Right. You're keeping fans inside the gates for months, interacting with different attractions, which is what spikes that album advantage metric and keeps the algorithm feeding you new listeners. Jisoo isn't just dropping a song. She is actively building that theme park.
And keeping them inside the gates is exactly what activates that fandom intensity we just analyzed.
Yes.
By dropping Click first, she gets the fans mobilized, secures those initial chart placements, and builds a massive wave of anticipation.
Right.
Then, when the full LP drops later in the fall, the momentum score gets a massive secondary multiplier.
It's so smart. And later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist in this drama that nobody saw coming. Wait till you hear what netizens uncovered about Jisoo's new music video.
Oh yeah, the visual direction she's taking is definitely causing quite a stir, especially considering her past work.
Okay, let's get right into it, because the headline here is Jisoo's cinematic transformation and the Grammy plot twist. And if an album rollout is a theme park, Jisoo is currently building a psychological haunted house.
Truly.
The teasers for Click are completely unlike anything we have seen from her.
It is a radical aesthetic departure from the Blissoo branding we've seen so far.
Totally. I mean, if you remember her massive debut single Flower, it was incredibly elegant. It was very high fashion, utilizing beautiful floral motifs, and had this very regal, classic beauty to it. But the teaser for Click throws you into this dark, eerie, almost horror-tinged fairground in Bangkok.
It's so creepy.
It features an abandoned carnival called F Unland. The lighting is sickly and cinematic. There are these creepy porcelain dolls staring at the camera and animatronics glitching out in the dark. It is giving major high-budget thriller vibes.
Well, the reason it looks like a high-budget thriller is because of who is behind the camera. The music video is directed by, Joseph.
Oh my gosh, Joseph Kahn.
Yes, Joseph Kahn.
The man is a visionary.
He really is.
Yeah.
He brings a very specific, aggressive, cinematic polish to everything he touches. He's a Grammy-winning director who did Taylor Swift's Bad Blood, Eminem's Without Me, and he's worked extensively with Lady Gaga and Britney Spears.
Legends only.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His editing style is fast-paced, high-gloss, and heavily narrative-driven. When you bring in Joseph Kahn, you aren't just making a music video, you're producing a short film designed to be analyzed frame by frame by the fandom.
Yes.
And the physical release strategy pairs perfectly with this high-concept visual.
Okay, yes. The K-Town 4U pre-orders are fascinating to look at right now. The official drop is scheduled for 1.00 PM KST on September 4th, and they are offering these highly conceptual physical editions. You have the standard photo book version, a gorgeous vinyl edition, and then this really unique keylessy baby bear NFC version.
Yeah, the NFC versions are particularly clever from a data perspective.
How so?
Well, fans physically tap the collectible bear to their smartphones, right? Which authenticates the purchase and immediately links them to a digital streaming platform.
Oh, wow. So it bypasses the CD player entirely.
Exactly. It directly feeds into that fandom intensity dashboard we were just talking about, marrying physical collector culture with digital streaming metrics.
It's brilliant. And we really have to put some respect on Jisoo's name here because she has the historical track record to justify this massive scale and investment.
She definitely does.
I mean, she has already sold over 2 million solo albums. Her last EP, Amortage, moved over 630,000 physical copies in South Korea alone and went platinum.
That's massive.
It is. And let's not forget, she recently broke onto the Billboard Hot 100 with Eyes Closed, which was her duet with Zayn.
Right. That track peaked at number 72 on the Hot 100 and number 10 on the global Explore US chart.
Which is huge for a solo act.
Yeah. That duet was a historic milestone, making BLACKPINK the first all-female group in history to have every single member chart individually on the Hot 100.
Unbelievable.
So the commercial stakes for this first full-length solo LP are just astronomical.
They are. Which brings us to the wildest, most heavily debated theory swirling around this comeback wave, the Grammy Awards.
Ah, yes, the Grammy.
Where did this even start?
Well, this all stems from a report in India Times regarding a significant shift at the Recording Academy.
Okay.
They have introduced a highly controversial new category for the 69th Grammy Awards in February 2027. It's called Best Asian Pop Music Performance.
Oh, right. And this category has already caused a massive uproar in the industry. I remember reading that BTS even reportedly boycotted the awards over concerns that this category just, segregates non-Western artists into a niche corner rather than letting them compete fairly in the general fields like Song of the Year.
Right, and it's a very valid concern.
Yeah.
The Recording Academy CEO publicly defended the move, stating that artists submitted in this category can still compete for the general fields. But the sticking point is the specific criteria.
What's the criteria?
The new category requires the, quote, meaningful use of at least one Asian language.
Oh, interesting.
Right, so a fully English K-pop track, which many global artists are pivoting toward these days, wouldn't qualify.
Wow, okay. So how does this tie back to BLACKPINK?
Well, netizens have looked at this new, highly specific category. They looked at Jennie, Lisa, and JISOO, all dropping major releases within a tight 2-week window, and they started speculating that this rush is a desperate, coordinated bid by all 3 labels for 2027 Grammy consideration.
Okay, but wait. Let me look at the calendar math here, because I think this whole narrative is just completely flawed.
Oh, really? Walk me through it.
Okay, so the Grammy eligibility window for the 2027 awards officially closes on August 28th, 2026. Right. Jennie drops her EP Fallen Angel on August 28th, so she slides in exactly under the wire.
Yep.
But Lisa Sawadika doesn't drop until September 3rd, and JISOO, CLICK, is September 4th. So if you just look at the calendar math, this theory that they are clashing purely to fight over a 2027 Grammy nomination completely falls apart.
Yeah, the math debunks the rumor entirely.
Totally.
It's a classic case of correlation not equaling causation in online fandom spaces. People see a cluster of major releases, they see a controversial new award category, and they build this dramatic narrative to connect the dots.
Exactly.
But the hard calendar logistics prove that Lisa and JISOO's releases will actually fall into the eligibility period for the 2028 Grammys.
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update. Seriously. The dates do not lie, and it saves us all a lot of unnecessary fandom stress when you just look at a calendar.
It really does. So if we synthesize all the findings from the data science papers, the label logistics, and the chart history, the picture becomes incredibly clear.
It does.
This late August and September solo wave is not about an internal feud. It's not some vindictive scheduling war designed to block each other on the melon charts. And it's certainly not a desperate scramble for a single Grammy category.
Right. So what is the real takeaway here?
The takeaway is that we are witnessing exactly how massive and how deeply individualized their careers have become in the post-YG era.
So true.
They are no longer just cogs in a single agency's staggered yearly rollout plan. They are global CEOs of their own brands, Blissoo, OA, LLD, working with entirely different international heavyweight distributors. They are expanding the global Hallyu Wave entirely on their own independent terms.
I love that. They're blending that high-level predictive data strategy we saw in the IGR research with intense, highly personal creative vision. I mean, JISOO teaming up with Joseph Kahn for a horror-themed carnival video while pressing NFC smart bears for her fans. is just the ultimate example of an artist taking the reins of both her artistry and her analytics.
Absolutely. It shows a profound maturity in their approach to the industry.
Yeah.
They understand the underlying mechanics of comeback momentum, and they know exactly how to activate their fandom intensity proxy scores. But they are utilizing those data-driven tools to build incredibly unique, divergent artistic worlds.
It's honestly incredible to watch them evolve into these solo titans. But, untangling all this data today does leave me with one final major thought to chew on. If the science proves that organized fandom intensity is the ultimate driver of chart longevity, what actually happens when three of the most powerful solo fandoms in the entire world collide on the streaming platforms in the exact same week? Will they completely break the global streaming algorithms, or will this unprecedented clash force the music industry to completely rethink how we define a successful comeback?
That is a multi-million-dollar question that the entire industry is waiting to see answered this September.
You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu Wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.